So I did a thing. It was kind of impulsive, and I'd like to introduce you to my new horse. I am absolutely petrified that I won't be good enough. All of the things we're taking, 'cause we are young and we're ashamed. Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. I thought it was probably about time that I introduce you all to Archie. If you've been watching my videos for a while or you're an OG, you might actually recognise Archie. So we actually owned his mum and we bred his half-sister Eve, who we've recently sold, and we also, obviously, bred Archie. He's an 8-year-old 14-2 Frisian Welsh cross. His mum was the Welsh and his dad was a dressage stallion from Germany who was imported to New Zealand when his owner moved over with him. So we've owned Archie his entire life, we've done everything with him. He was actually born on New Year's Day, which is pretty cool. Basically, he's always been my mum's horse and she's been the one who's only really ridden him. However, there was a change in circumstances during this year, which has meant that I have now taken over the reins of Archie. I thought I'd keep all that kind of backstory really brief. I did go into it in more detail on my Instagram, and the only real pieces of information that you really need to know is that we bred Archie, we've owned him his entire life and been his only owners. He was originally my mum's horse. I've ridden him a couple of times but never really consistently because he was my mum's horse, and also because I was in high school and then of course I was in university doing my degree, and Splash was my only horse because I really didn't have the time for two. So because of these change in circumstances, in July we had Archie go off for some schooling and to get him just exposed to more things, and he was doing really well, and then my mum made the decision to put him on the market. The place that did all the schooling with him and that took him out and about and all that kind of stuff did such an incredible job with him. If you're in my area you probably already know what that business is, and from personal experience I can 10 out of 10 recommend it. They were super lovely and they did such an amazing job. I went and rode Archie 2 weeks ago just to see how he was going, and I had no intention of jumping him bigger than maybe 90. But during that ride we actually ended up jumping him over a few meter 15s and I was blown away. Honestly, I haven't ridden a horse that's given me that sort of feeling over a fence. You can just feel the potential that he has. He has such an amazing jump, and because of that feeling I knew that I would regret it for the rest of my life if I didn't give him a chance and I didn't give us a chance as a combination to work together. Archie was kept as a stallion for a little while when he was younger. He did cover a few mares, and because of that he does have quite a big personality and he is quite a funny dude, which means that he is a little bit quirky and he needs a really specific way of being ridden and a rider that really understands how he thinks. That being said, he is not dirty at all. He's never done anything dirty. He just has quite a funny sense of humour. And because he was kept as a stallion for a little bit, it meant that he wasn't able to get out and about as much as we would have liked because of the rules and regulations around stallions out at local shows. So you could consider him a bit green for his age. So he does need a bit of time and a bit of work and a bit of mileage put into him, but honestly he has all the potential in the world, and we really do believe that he will jump Pony Grand Prix once he's stronger. And the feeling that he gives over 1.15 m, like, I know without a doubt he is going to do amazing things. In the business where he was being schooled, they could also see his potential for being a Pony Grand Prix pony. But I'm super excited to start working with him and to see where our journey goes and what we can achieve. So we've had Archie at home for the past 2 weeks, and in that time we've just been working quietly behind the scenes. I've just been spending a lot of time getting to know him a lot better and kind of like building a better bond and relationship with him. And during this time I haven't really been too public about what's been happening happening, what we've been working on, stuff like that. I haven't really shared on social media that much because I've just been focused on him and kind of like taking the pressure off myself. And because of that, I wasn't really focused on filming what I've been doing with him. And a lot of the footage that we do have has been filmed on my phone or my mum's phone. So I apologize for the quality of that. During these past 2 weeks, we've been really working on his foundation. So we've been working on his transitions, getting him to work over his back correctly, getting his bend and his flexion right, and getting straightness. And we've also been working on building up his mileage. So I've taken him out to a lesson with my show jumping instructor, and this lesson was super helpful. He was incredible. He didn't put a foot wrong. And like I said, we were just working on his transitions, getting him to work correctly over his back because he is part Frisian. So he does have quite a high head carriage, and we haven't really been too focused on his jumping because that is his strong point. He absolutely loves his jumping. If he could, he would jump all day every day. He just loves everything to do with it and thinks he is so amazing and so cool when he does jump. I don't want to go super in depth with everything because I don't know if you want to see that or not, but also because we've owned him his entire life, like we pretty much have sections of his whole life on camera. So I could, theoretically, if you wanted me to, could make an entire video just on like how he's changed and how he's got into where he is now, but that's up to you. So if you do want to see that kind of like transformation video, let me know down below. I reckon it would be quite a cool video to see. Although I'm super excited to start working with Archie, I thought I should also be honest with you guys. In all honesty, despite how talented he is and how much fun I have riding him, I am absolutely petrified that I won't be good enough to produce him to the level he's capable of, and I'm terrified of ruining him and wasting his potential. I've always really struggled with like self-doubt and like getting in my head and like psyching myself out, and it has caused me a lot of anxiety and has taken the fun out of riding in the past. But like I said, I wanted to be honest with you, and I wanted to share that with you for a number of reasons. A few of the main reasons are it's really common for people to struggle with self-doubt, and if you are struggling with self-doubt or if you're struggling with your confidence, I don't want you to feel alone. You'd be surprised how common it is, and you'd be surprised by the fact that self-doubt and that kind of stuff doesn't discriminate. Anyone, regardless of their ability or their experience, can struggle with this type of stuff, and you shouldn't feel like you can't talk about it. And I also wanted to share that because social media can make everyone's lives seem so perfect and so woo, all that kind of stuff, when in reality, like, everyone goes through shit. And let's be honest, not many people post their fails or their bad days or what their fears are or what's holding them back. So I really wanted to be honest with you so you could get a better insight into what this journey is actually like for me personally and for Archie. While you're watching this journey, you can see the good and the bad and the things that I struggle with and the behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't know if that made sense or not, but basically, moral of the story is I wanted to be honest with you so that you can see the whole picture. And also, on the topic of mental health, on my Instagram I've started doing the monthly post dedicated to a mental health topic. In the equestrian community, mental health isn't really talked about, and there aren't really many big accounts that bring awareness to mental health. And I am by no means saying that I'm a big account, because I am not, but being an equestrian and having a degree in psychology, I do want to make more of an effort to bring awareness to mental health related stuff in the equestrian world. So if you have any ideas or things that you want me to talk about, feel free to comment them below, comment them on my Instagram, or even DM me if you want them to be anonymous. So keep an eye out for that. But I think this video is long enough as it is, so I will shut up because I'm sick of hearing myself talk. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any video suggestions, let me know down below and I'll do my best to reply. I hope you have a really great week and I'll see you in the next video very soon.